Hello, Nothing But Hempers, and welcome to another episode of Nothing But Hemp.
Yay! Thank you for joining us. I am Eva Droz.
And I am Marlo Brown, and we're here to kind of congratulate our wonderful Eva Droz. Congratulations, you just received this amazing award. I don't know for those of you who've known this, but Eva just received an award called the International Forum on Advancements in Healthcare, and it's like a really big deal. I know you don't think you don't like to give yourself sunshine, but it's a really big deal. I mean, it's huge. Eva has been awarded the top 100 healthcare leaders in the world. The world! Eva, that's so exciting. So I don't know, I just thought maybe this would be a good opportunity for tell us a little bit more about what she's going to be doing and where she's going to be receiving the award, and take us from like the beginning of where you started to where you are now. So let's maybe pause for a second and tell me about how excited were you when you got the news?
Oh my gosh, I was so excited because healthcare, health and wellness, it's my passion. I've been doing this since I was 19 years old, and it's just crazy how life really comes full circle.
Right.
Because I actually started my career in health and wellness when I was 19 years old.
Yeah, weren't you at GNC before? Okay, so you're like really big into health and wellness and natural products, right? Okay.
And it was interesting because I actually worked with Steven when I was 19 years old. Yes. And now we're working together again. We both ended up back in Minnesota. So it's just crazy how things work. Even for me in my life and in my journey from a young teenager to becoming a mother, I did spend years in fitness. I competed in bodybuilding.
Yeah, you're pretty buff.
Well, not like I was, but we all come full circle. But just in general, it's just my passion. I want to help people actually heal themselves internally without, medications, drugs, side effects. And really, over my years in the industry, I've developed a knowledge base on what people can do naturally, not only in supplements, cannabis, but also just lifestyle, food choices, mental health. It all comes full circle.
No, it does, and I don't know if any of you have shopped in store with Eva, but it's actually a really cool experience. I mean, I've learned so much from you just working with you, but the way that Eva describes products to people, her knowledge on even vitamins and different things that work, but also a lot of our products with our tinctures are just like, it's so amazing to be in store with her and see honestly how you interact with customers. I think it's your many years of retail experience. How long have you been in retail?
19 years now.
5th grade man.
It's been a long time. I mean, actually, one of my first jobs when I was 15 years old was retail.
And where was that?
Actually at Menards.
No way!
Yeah.
Did you have to make keys?
I did. I was a cashier, so I got to ring out stuff for very attractive men all day.
Nice.
So it was a great job for me.
Well, then with that, then after that, did you have anything in between Menards and GNC? Because that was
many things in between. I've worked in senior, homes as a waitress, multiple retail, a nanny, and then, now I'm a mother of 4, so that kind of grew into my personal life. But tons of jobs. I've done door-to-door sales. I've done wireless cell phone industry for a while. So all customer service related jobs and work because I do love people.
Yes, you do, and it shows.
Interacting.
You do such a great. So, Eva, how did you learn about all the natural health supplements and vitamins?
It all started at a store called Carrot Country, which was this cool mom and pop health food store in Florida. And how they trained us is they gave us this book, and it was a prescription for nutritional healing. And they had us read about a different disease every day. So we had to read, Parkinson's, gout, Crohn's, there was a new one. And we had to learn about different, not only supplements and herbs, but homeopathic nutrients, diet, food recommendations, lifestyle changes. And then we even learned a lot on the pharmaceutical side, even though we're not doctors, but I'm still very, very familiar with how pharmaceuticals work and what herbs, people can take in place of them. Even diabetes, my best friend, she's a type 1 diabetic. I worked with her for years. I've learned a ton, from her. We actually, did a supplement line together as well. So just.
And what's the name of the supplement?
tailored formulations.
Oh yes, I've actually I've taken some of those, and actually I've noticed a big difference just in how I feel, and like the formulation that goes behind it. That must have been a lot of work.
Yeah, and just formulating. So just how to use different natural supplements, vitamins, and herbs together to help yourself feel better.
Well, this is probably why they gave you the award, I'm guessing. I mean, because these are all really great, unique things that you've definitely brought to Nothing But Hemp. And I do know that when you're going to be speaking, it's going to be in Vegas, right?
Yes.
Woo! Vegas! When is it going to be?
So it's in April 2021, pending COVID restrictions.
Right.
So I will be receiving an award on stage, and I will be speaking, and there's going to be a ton of companies there. Pfizer, 3M, just multiple companies. I'm in the healthcare award category, but there's going to be top 100 for other categories as well. A lot of pharmaceutical companies are going to be there. So I just think it's going to be great networking with like-minded individuals, a lot of entrepreneurs. When they first nominated me for the reward or the award, I didn't know what it was. I was like, how did you find my information?
I know, I remember. We were like, Steven.
What's going on? But then we looked into it. I talked to the company about it. They said this is legit. Fill out the nomination. If you do get chosen, it is a really big deal. So I filled out the nomination. I didn't know if I was going to get chosen or not. A few months passed by. I had kind of forgotten about it. And then all of a sudden they contacted me and let me know that I had won. And they did give me a scorecard after, and they said we did choose you based on these 5 categories.
Ooh, can you tell us about the scorecard?
A lot of this has to do with what we've done at Nothing But Hemp here, and the experience that I brought starting this company, and what really all of us, you and Steven, have done as a brand. And that's just overall reach, industry impact, spirit of innovation, future readiness, and market demand. So I did find that in those 5 categories that we were making a huge impact. And for me, it's more about the personal connection, the one-on-one, the impact that we can all make pretty much at Nothing But Hemp in people's daily lives. I mean, I get to hear life stories, testimonials, how products work for people, how they got off a medication, how their pain has gone down.
Their testimonials are amazing. I mean, that's such a great part of working at the stores. We get to hear all of that, and especially for you, because you're giving them education, right?
Yes.
And teaching them how to heal naturally is such a beautiful thing.
And that's the biggest thing for me, is just seeing people's quality of life get better naturally without any side effects. So really for me, it's all about helping other people live better naturally. I always want to be in the health and wellness space. I love the cannabis space. I love the fact that we can start to combine health and wellness with cannabis as we grow as a company. And I just love talking to people every day and hearing their stories and being able to just make those recommendations. And really just what I've learned over all these years is you have to listen. I love to listen. I have to hear what's going on with somebody's life, what their symptoms are, what they're dealing with before I can make any type of recommendations. And what I've found over the years is a lot of people have to self-diagnose or self-doctor, or they've been to this specialist, this doctor, this.
Nobody knows their body better than themselves, right?
Yeah. And they still haven't been able to even figure out what's wrong. So people start digging in and researching on their own. And then usually we're a resource in their,
their journey. Wellness, yeah.
And half of it is first figuring out what's wrong, because a lot of times they'll start having symptoms and they've been misdiagnosed, they've been treating the wrong problem. So it is crazy to be on that journey with a lot of our customers, a lot of people, I've known for years, and I've kind of seen their progression in their health journey and progression, and that part to me has been the most rewarding.
All right, so Eva, I have another question for you.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, you've done such a great job with our employees here at Nothing But Hemp. You've done a lot of training, we've worked on education. Can you maybe just touch on what are some of the things that you've done to enhance our employees to know a little bit more about the endocannabinoid system?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, training is number one. And anyone who's shopped at our stores and worked with any of our great educated, and we do put them through an intense cannabis and health and wellness training protocol. We even use a certification course that doctors take to teach them on the endocannabinoid system and to dig a little bit deeper into cannabis, along with health and wellness. A lot of one-on-one, a lot of role-playing, a lot of scenarios, a lot of continuing education with our employees as well.
Especially every time a new product comes out. Like there's nobody better that explains it better than Eva.
And a lot of our customers have noticed lately we've been launching a ton of new products, pretty much a new product a week. So every time we launch a new product, we do hold the training with our employees about that product, the different cannabinoids, different terpenes, what it works well with, even flavor. They get to try a lot of our products and use them firsthand so that they know how to properly explain them as well.
There's nothing like trying a product in order to be able to explain it to a customer.
I learned that for myself too, is the things, once I'm able to try a product, try it with my family, with my friends, and really see how it works out, you're able to better explain it. So, as you know, we spend a lot of time in R&D research and product development, and we have a lot of people that come into our stores that have specific ailments. So we have a lot of people that might walk in and say, I'm dealing with migraines or headaches. So having a product available that people use, to help with that issue is great. And for me, it's been really, really fun to bring to Nothing But Hemp my nutritional background and be able to combine different herbs and supplements and health and wellness products with cannabis to help the customer just find relief naturally and to find that great synergy between health and wellness and all the different products that are out there as well.
Great. Well, thank you, Eva, for joining us. And I can't wait until April to come and see you on stage to see her speak. And I'm sure our wonderful videographer will be making a wonderful video that we can share with everybody so that we can celebrate Eva some more in April. So again, I just want to say congratulations and thank you so much for all the work that you do with our company.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.